Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing well. We're here at, yes, I know, once again, VIR. Week 10 was completely packed full of this track, but it is one of my favorites. It's a really nice track to drive. We got 3 races for you today, as it was recorded over the past weekend, on Sunday actually. I was trying to gain some iRating, but these 3 races turned out to be very enjoyable, and I thought sharing them with you guys would bring a lot of fun and enjoyment. So I hope you guys enjoy. Now, picking up where we left off, we're here with the first qualifying session of the first race. Now, most of these people are going to be carrying throughout the 3 races, so a lot of these names are going to be very familiar, and they're going to progress just as quickly as us. So at first I started off at the 137s, and then gradually throughout these qualifying and races, getting the laps under my belt was super important to gain my confidence. And by the end of this, you'll see our fastest lap in qualifying 3 as we did a 135. So we'll take a more in-look depth into that when we get to that point, but as of now, we're just trying to build up the confidence for the race here. We're trying not to get a 1X, as we want our lap to count, and we're just trying to be smooth and not scrub off the tires. The other thing is that I really was unsure about a couple corners about what gear to be in, so I was doing a little bit of testing, especially in the last corner and in the first corner, are very important to one, ending the lap, and then first beginning the lap. So down in the turn 1 for our second qualifying lap in the first race, we're going to brake at the 100-meter marker, and then we're going to go down to first gear. I feel like first gear and a little bit of brake give you that good rotation to get back onto the power very early. So coming down to turn 2 and turn 3, we're going to brake just a little bit, as in downshift in the second. We do get a little bit tail happy, but we catch it and we continue. Down into turn 4, first gear, upshift in the second gear, and we're going to keep flat here throughout 4 and 5. I think it's 5A, B, and C, technically these corners are called, but we're going to be flat throughout here. Now, this next corner here for turn 6, there are no braking markers, so you kind of have to feel your way around the braking zone here, and you'll see throughout the progression of this video, the braking marker for that corner just got deeper and deeper and deeper as I got more confident in the braking. This zone here for the S's, completely flat out, and you want to ride these curves as much as possible. Don't go too far over, as you'll get a 1X. Same thing for this corner. You want to ride the corner on the right, ride the corner on the left here, and we're flat out through here coming on to the front straight. Now we want to mount this curb as well. I downshift in a second here, which I don't know if it's quicker or not, but I do mess up, unfortunately, and we continue down to the front straight, ending our first qualifying session for the first race. Okay, so on the grid here for race 1, starting P6, we got the red lights here, so we're ready to go racing. As we get the green flag, and we can see the race start on the bottom left, everyone gets away clean. Key thing with these Mazda races is that everyone gets off at the same speed, more or less. So you want to get over to the side of the first turn, so that way you're defending your position as much as possible. So that's exactly what I did, holding off this Planet Express car here, number 12. As we come out of turn 1 clean, we're going to come to the inside of turn 2 and 3 as the car ahead are fighting out, going 3 wide. A little bit of a slow reaction time from the 2 car as we jump up the inside. We do door bang a little bit, but we are going to go ahead and take the position here, moving up to P5. So the car ahead actually has a little bit of a moment, car 10, as it goes off to the left-hand side, almost cuts across the 5 car here, going back onto the grass to the left, and we gain another spot, moving us up to P4. Now, jumping ahead to the end of lap 1, Doug behind us here is pretty close in our slipstream, as it's very powerful at VIR and in any Mazda race. He's going to go ahead and lunge it up the inside. We're going to defend as much as we can. We actually brake a little bit early, so we do the up and over move, or up and under move, I'm sorry, as we defend the position correctly and gain the place back as we take a look inside. Doug's car here. We brake just a little bit earlier. He goes ahead and goes flying into the corner a little bit too deep where there is dust and marbles, and we go ahead and take the spot back. Moving forward here to the third lap, we have caught the pack ahead, and Zach's going to make a nice move on number 4 car into turn 1. We give the 4 car a little tap just to make sure that he knows that we are here and we're looking to get ahead of him. That did check us up though, and Doug comes around the outside of turn 2 and 3. We're going to have the inside here, so we're going to be able to keep defensive this position, and he's going to try and keep it around the outside, but we have positioning here and Doug's going to give it up. Now, looking ahead, Zach goes a little bit wide here while fighting with the number 4 car, which gives us a advantage and an opportunity down here into the straight. Now, we're going to go ahead and check up here just so we have the proper positioning on the next straights here, but looks like the number 4 checks up a little bit, which causes Zach to run wide over the grass here, and we're going to have a nice side-by-side battle over here, which is very nice to see as we both give each other plenty of room. And looking from the replay here, we can see that Zach has a bit of front end damage, which is going to give him some slight understeer, and he's going to try and keep the position on Doug around the outside, but it does not work out as Doug behind takes the position on Zach, which hopefully Doug will be able to push us down the front straight so we can catch the next pack. But unfortunately, we're still figuring out the gearing on the last turn. We're still in between second and third. I unfortunately choose third and go wide, so that's Doug. Doug has an opportunity to go up the inside on the front straight, and we're going to duck in behind him and hopefully get a nice slipstream up. Doug defends ahead, and Zach goes around the outside into the braking zone of 1. We give Doug a little touch to hopefully throw him off a little bit. Zach keeps it around on the outside, which turns into the inside for turns 2 and 3, which means that we'll have to unfortunately give up the position, as fighting around the outside probably won't do us any good because we want to be able to stick with the pack here as we're fighting for a podium. Moving along now to the beginning of lap 5, we are still fighting with Doug and Zach here for the final podium position. Zach goes ahead and takes the normal racing line, which gives him a little bit of advantage as he tries to go around the outside, which worked on me because it switches to the inside of turns 2 and 3. So he's trying to replicate his move, and it looks like it's going to work out for him. But Doug go ahead and went around the outside. He's going to try and fight it. Doesn't quite get there as he's a little bit behind. He's going to try and force himself around the outside again, but thinks better of it as he goes ahead and slots in for the straight here. See, he's trying to get into the draft so that way he can have a fighting position down this straight into the next corner, which is a right-hander. But looks like Zach is defending all the way to the white line, which will compromise his entry, but it looks like it doesn't matter. Doug checks up a little bit as he tried to hold it around the outside, but it didn't work out that way. So we're going to go ahead and continue fighting through the S's here as we're bumper to bumper, and we're just biding our time here. We're just trying to stay smooth so that way we can pounce on any opportunities that we might have. And since we're not going to be attacking them, we are really just trying to analyze both of their drivings right now. So while we're sitting here in the back being patient for any opportunities, we're looking to see what Zach does while, as we're going down the front straight, we're going to look at Zach and we're going to see what he does when he's in front. If he's going to defend, if he's going to take the normal racing line. We're seeing how he defends while also seeing how Doug's attacking. Zach's going to go defensive as you should, but it looks like Doug got a little bit ahead of him and he's going to try and cut him off so that way he can get the position. Zach doesn't like that, so he's going to go ahead and force his way up the inside, making sure that he keeps that position. Doug sees it, thankfully, and we're going to continue this fight through turns 2 and 3, same as last lap. It looks like it's a carbon copy of it, but it looks like Zach got the better of it. So Doug is just going to continue to slot in as we're sitting back here being patient, trying to see what comes about this fight. And Doug's main goal here is to make his number 2 Mazda as big as it can in Zach's mirrors. So he's going to stick his nose in a little bit into the next corner. Zach doesn't defend as hard as he still wants a better exit into the S's section here. So we're going to go one by one, into the S's section as we continue to fight with this group for the final podium position, as this will be a nice haul of points for all three of us. But we all want that hardware, we all want the medal to take home, and we all want to stay on the podium. But it looks like Zach goes ahead and goes wide into this corner here, and we're going to take the position along with Doug. So we are going to move up a spot, and we're going to fight for that final podium position. Jumping ahead to the fight for the podium position on the final lap of the race, we're going to go ahead and go around the outside of turn 1 as Doug defends the inside. We're going to try and go as deep as we can. Unfortunately, we do door bang Doug, which causes us to go a bit wide, getting us in the marbles and dust. While that happens, Zach goes around the outside. He sees his opportunity to get 4th place, and we're going to go ahead and fight this as much as we can. But we do have a gigantic slide, which we're able to save, thankfully. But we do end up losing the place to Zach, and that was all she wrote, as my tires are screeching and on fire. But we're going to finish race 1 in P4, which gives us a nice haul of points. Race 1 is complete, and we are moving on to qualifying 2 here for our second race. Now, again, our main goal for these Mazda races is to gain I rating, which we were able to achieve with a P4 finish last time. Now we're just looking for consistency, and we do a 136, 236 for second qualifying, which puts us P6 for the race. We're going to jump here to the start of the race as we get the red lights here, and we're going to get the green flag to drop. And again, the main thing with Mazda races is you want to get over to defend your position as fast as you can. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to the right hand side, just as like last time, and we're going to defend our position as much as possible. We brake a little bit early because the car ahead does also check up quite a bit, so we are able to defend our position because they went around the outside, but they weren't able to make it stick with the cold tires. So we're going to keep our position, which is very key here. We want to keep our position in the points, so that way we can gain that I rating that we're looking for. Cars ahead are looking to fight as another checkup from this blue number 6 car as we continue to the back straight here, single file. Again, the goal for this race here is to keep my position. So gaining any positions is going to be helpful, as P6 you can see in the bottom relative, as we're gaining 19 I rating. That's the major goal here. So we're not trying to fight as much as we need to. We're not looking for picking fights. We're just looking to hold our position and gain those freebies when other people do make mistakes. Unfortunately, there were no mistakes and no freebies here for this first lap, because as you can see ahead, everybody is single file here and nobody has made a mistake yet. So we're going to end up finishing this first lap holding our position, which is very key, and we are going to try and make up some spots here on the front straight. But we do make a little bit of a mistake into the final corner as we're still trying to find out the gearing. Then we use second gear, which gave us a really bad oversteer, and we're going to hopefully not lose out to the car behind as we go defensive into turn 1, and the number 9 car is going to go around the outside. But I think we're going to hold this position off, which is fantastic, and the main goal for this race. Another thing with these races is that there's not a lot of action normally in the first couple laps of a Mazda race. You still got the cold tires, so you're trying to stay on the track and not get into many accidents as the cars ahead are fighting and checking up, going 2 by 2 in a single file couple of corners. But we're able to be patient and stick behind the number 6 car. But back to Mazda races, not a lot happens really in the beginning of these races. It's more trying to get the tires to the right temperature, and then you can really start leaning on the tires, throwing the car around, making sure that you can slide and be able to catch that slide too, because you don't want to spin out. But getting into the right groove and probably having the right person behind you, so that way they can push you and get that extra speed, will really help you out throughout these races and get you some of those podium positions and get you really nice I rating points, which what we're trying to do here. So going into the final corner here for lap 2, we're going to go ahead and stick into second gear, which actually worked out pretty well here. We're going to stick on number 6's bumper as we go down the front straight, completing lap number 2 and going into lap 3. We're going to try and look up and try and get into the inside to get this position, but he defends straight to the white line on the right hand side. So we're going to take the normal racing line, but as you see in the mirror, the car behind makes a gigantic dive bomb, and if I didn't see him and move out of the way, we would have ended up crashing. But that is what it is, we lose the position. But jumping ahead here, we're going on the end of lap 3, and we're behind the number 9 car trying to get a nice run, but we get a horrible checkup, and it's just unlucky. We can't control the car as we have an awkward slide there, and that would be our race 2 here. Nothing that we could have done to prevent that, but we finish up P10. We do lose some I rating, so we're looking at the next race, trying to make up that I rating. Jumping ahead here, we're going to go ahead and jump into qualifying 3, which is our fastest lap time of the weekend. We're going to jump into turn 1, braking at the 100-meter board and being flat out to turns 2 and 3, being in the middle of the track here. After this little two-tone, you can kind of see on the left-hand, right-hand side, as soon as you cross over that and you want to brake a little bit and downshift in the second gear, these couple of corners are just flat out, really. You want to be flat out and ride the curb as much as you can to gain as much time as you can and not reduce any of your speed, because scrubbing speed is the worst thing you can do in this Mazda class. Now, getting a good exit out of here is really key to having some nice speed through the S's. Again, mounting these curbs as much as possible, and it is completely flat, so you want to make sure that you are not lifting through here. Just try and catch the slide as best as you can. Braking at the end of the curb here into the next corner, downshifting to first gear, riding the curb again, riding the curb on the left too to get as much speed and as much track advantage as you can. Again, mounting the curb. We're going to stick it into third gear. I felt like third gear I had a lot more confidence than second gear. I didn't notice a major difference, but we're going to finish the lap here at qualifying 3, which gives us our fastest time, a 1:35.956.
Yeah, no, I messed up my lap. I'm gonna win it, dude.
We are here on the grid for the third and final race of the weekend. We have the 4 red lights illuminated, and we're going to get the green flag drop right now. Now we're on the right side of the grid, so we don't have to immediately duck over to the right-hand side to block and defend this corner. The number 7 ahead does do that, as we did race with them last race. Now the car behind number 5 goes really deep into the brakes and does not make it around the outside, but ahead the number 6 gets a little loose, tags the number 7, and the number 7 gets spun right in front of us. We have to check up super hard, and we have cleared the wreck. The gates have opened as we get an above look here, and we came off super lucky, unscathed at all, 0 damage. As we get a T-cam look here, the number 6 just gets a little loose, and then it's chaos from there. The number 5 almost got around, but it did not work that way, and we are up into third. We jump ahead to lap 7, and we're going to go to the final lap of the race, lap 8. Now that there was nothing, absolutely nothing that happened with this race. The 2 cars ahead are fighting, but we were not able to gain any positions as we didn't have anybody pushing us. We didn't have any drafts, so Sam behind us really just had our draft. He does have damage, but he was able to stay in our draft, which allowed him to get this close to us and be able to fight with us for third on the last lap of the race. He's going to go around the outside of turns 2 and 3. So just like before, we're going to defend as hard as we can. This is the last lap. He goes and tries to do the up and under move. He does get it there. We're going to give him the space as he gives us the space as well too. We're going to lift here just so that way we don't push him off wide. We get a little loose, but we're just trying to be as clean as possible, as we don't want to crash. We want this hardware here. We're going to go side by side down the back straight into the next corner, but it looks like we are able to defend correctly, and we are going to hold this position. Throughout these S's, it is very key to be silky smooth. Just like in qualifying, we want to make sure that we're a little lift there, but we're mostly flat through this section to keep the speed up. Sam is right there behind us, ready to make up the opportunity to get that third place. if we make any mistakes, but we gained the confidence. We put in the laps throughout the last 3 races and qualifyings, so we're pretty confident now that we're able to take this last and final turn and go down the front straight to get this 3rd spot. But it's not done yet. Sam does have the draft up into the checkered flag. We're gonna try and hold off here, but Sam is just far enough to where it does not get the spot on me. We're gonna keep 3rd place here as we finish on the podium. Taking a look at the replay here from Sam's point of view, this is back on the last lap as we go side by side into turn 3, 4, and 5. We both are very clean racing. I hopped the curb. Thankfully, I don't touch his door or anything like that. I don't door bang him, but it was very clean racing from the both of us. So that way, we were able to finish the race here as I take 3rd and he takes 4th. So I hope you guys enjoyed those 3 Mazda races as we tried to increase our I rating. With the P4, P3 finish, that was very nice, but the P10 finish did put us back quite a bit. We only gained about 50 I rating, but it was more than what I had last time, and it was more than what I had started. It could have been a heck of a lot worse, so we'll take it at the end of the day. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm still trying out this post-editing commentary. I'm not the best at it, but I'm trying to improve, and hopefully with more videos like this style, I'll be able to get used to it and be able to bring you guys some more content. So leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, leave a comment for some feedback, and thanks guys. Have a good one.